What if I told you that the largest snake ever discovered wasn't a myth, wasn't a movie monster, and wasn't created by Hollywood? It was real. A predator so enormous, it could crush a crocodile with a single strike. A snake weighing more than a small car. A creature stretching nearly 45 feet from head to tail. Scientists uncovered its fossils deep inside a Colombian coal mine, proved it existed, and declared it extinct nearly 60 million years ago. But one question still refuses to disappear. The Amazon rainforest remains the largest unexplored wilderness on Earth. Thousands of new species are still being discovered. So, what if the greatest predator in Earth's history didn't completely vanish? What if something even more terrifying is still hiding beneath those dark waters? Waiting, unseen? This is the incredible story of Titanoboa, the largest snake ever known to science. In the early 2000s, a group of paleontologists traveled to northern Colombia. Their mission had nothing to do with giant snakes. They were studying ancient fossilized plants, hoping to understand what Earth's rainforests looked like shortly after the extinction of the dinosaurs. But buried beneath layers of coal, they found something completely unexpected. One researcher uncovered a strange fossilized bone. At first glance, it appeared to belong to a prehistoric crocodile. But after careful examination, snake expert Dr. Jason Head recognized something extraordinary. It wasn't a crocodile bone. It was a single vertebra from a snake. The problem was, no known snake had vertebrae anywhere near that size. The team immediately returned to the excavation site. What they uncovered over the following months stunned the scientific community. Not one giant snake, not two, but fossils belonging to at least 28 massive individuals. This wasn't a rare mutation. It was an entire species, one that had ruled South America's ancient swamps millions of years before humans ever existed. The scientists officially named it Titanoboa carejonensis, a name that means exactly what it sounds like, the Titanic boa. Its discovery completely changed our understanding of prehistoric reptiles. Until that moment, no scientist believed a snake could ever grow to such impossible proportions. Titanoboa proved that nature had once created a predator far larger than anyone had ever imagined. And that was only the beginning of the mystery. Now comes the part that is almost impossible to believe. Just how big was Titanoboa? Scientists spent years analyzing its fossilized vertebrae, comparing them with the skeletons of modern snakes. The results were astonishing. Titanoboa reached an estimated length of 45 feet, nearly 14 meters. To put that into perspective, imagine two full-sized school buses parked end to end. Now imagine a snake stretching almost the entire distance. Its weight was estimated at more than 1 ton, heavier than many small cars. The thickest part of its body was nearly as wide as the waist of a grown adult. A single coil from this animal could completely surround a human. Escape would have been impossible. Now compare that to today's largest snake, the green anaconda. A very large anaconda may grow to around 20 feet in length. That's already enough to terrify almost anyone. But beside Titanoboa, it would look surprisingly small. Scientists estimate Titanoboa wasn't just twice as large. It possessed many times the total body mass. This wasn't simply a bigger snake. It belonged to an entirely different scale of predator. Unlike venomous snakes that rely on poison, Titanoboa hunted like modern boas and anacondas. It attacked with explosive speed, wrapped its enormous body around its prey, and tightened with incredible force. Every breath became harder, every heartbeat weaker. Within minutes, the victim could no longer breathe. Once the struggle ended, Titanoboa swallowed its prey whole. Evidence suggests its diet included massive prehistoric fish, ancient crocodile relatives known as dirosaurids, and almost any animal unfortunate enough to enter its territory. For nearly 10 million years, there was no predator above it. Titanoboa didn't survive by hiding from monsters. It was the monster. And as scientists learned more about this incredible reptile, they discovered something even more unbelievable. Its enormous size wasn't an accident. It was only possible because Earth itself was a completely different world. So how does a snake grow to the size of a bus? The answer is hidden in Earth's ancient climate. Unlike humans and other mammals, Snakes are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature depends almost entirely on the environment around them. The warmer the world, the larger these reptiles can become. When scientists studied Titanoboa's enormous body size, they made another remarkable discovery. 60 million years ago, the average temperature of northern South America was close to 91 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 33 degrees Celsius. That may not sound extraordinary. But remember, this wasn't the temperature during a heat wave. This was the average day after day, year after year, for millions of years. The entire rainforest functioned like a giant natural greenhouse, warm, humid, overflowing with life. And every cold-blooded predator living there grew to incredible sizes. Titanoboa wasn't alone. The rivers contained enormous prehistoric fish. Ancient crocodile relatives reached lengths that rival today's largest crocodiles. Massive turtles carried shells wider than a dining table. Compared to today's Amazon, this ancient ecosystem looked like another planet. And at the very top of that food chain, there was only one ruler, Titanoboa. For nearly 10 million years, nothing challenged its dominance. Every river, every swamp, every flooded forest belonged to the largest snake Earth has ever known. But eventually, the world began to change. Temperatures slowly cooled. The ancient rainforest transformed. Species disappeared. And according to the fossil record, Titanoboa vanished with them. At least, that's what science currently believes. Because there is one final question that refuses to disappear. So, could Titanoboa still exist today? The scientific answer is simple. There's currently no evidence that Titanoboa survived into the modern world. Its fossils disappear from the geological record nearly 58 million years ago. And most scientists believe changing temperatures and shifting ecosystems drove the species to extinction. By every piece of evidence we have today, Titanoboa is gone. But the Amazon is a place that constantly reminds us how little we truly know. Covering more than 2.3 million square miles, it is the largest rainforest on Earth. Millions of acres remain almost impossible to explore. Some regions have never been scientifically surveyed. New species of fish, reptiles, insects, and mammals are discovered almost every year. If nature can still surprise us with animals we've never seen before, what else could still be hidden beneath those endless rivers? For generations, indigenous communities across the Amazon have told stories of gigantic snakes moving silently through black water. Creatures far larger than any known anaconda. Massive bodies that resemble floating tree trunks. Predators capable of dragging large animals beneath the surface without leaving a trace. Scientists believe these stories are most likely based on unusually large green anacondas, which can already exceed 20 feet in length and weigh several hundred pounds. And honestly, a snake that size is terrifying enough. But legends survive for a reason. Not because they prove something exists, but because they remind us that nature is still full of mysteries. The real question may not be, is Titanoboa still alive? The real question is, what else is still waiting to be discovered? In a rainforest we have barely explored? Perhaps somewhere, beneath the quiet surface of an isolated Amazon river, something far larger than we expect is moving through the darkness, watching, hidden, still undiscovered. So, what do we actually know? We know that Titanoboa was real. It wasn't a myth, it wasn't a legend, and it certainly wasn't a Hollywood invention. For nearly 10 million years, it ruled the swamps of prehistoric South America as the largest snake our planet has ever known. Its fossils changed everything. Scientists believed about prehistoric reptiles. They proved that nature once created predators far beyond anything alive today. But perhaps the most fascinating part of this story isn't Titanoboa itself. It's the place it once called home. The Amazon remains one of Earth's last true frontiers. Every year, scientists discover species that were completely unknown to science. Hidden rivers, hidden forests, hidden life. Most of it has never been explored. There is no scientific evidence that Titanoboa still survives. But history has taught us something important. Nature has a habit of surprising us. Again and again. So, the next time you see a quiet river disappearing into an endless wall of rainforest, remember this. Beneath that calm surface, There may be creatures science already understands, or perhaps creatures it hasn't discovered yet. If you enjoy exploring the world's greatest mysteries, from lost creatures to unexplained places and terrifying true stories, make sure to subscribe because our next journey might uncover something even more unbelievable. Until next time, stay curious and never underestimate what nature is capable of hiding.